You ignored the faults, Paul, Fiona screamed, jabbing a finger at me across her office. I stood there, 47, my blood boiling, staring at a woman who'd rather let workers die than admit her mistake. Fiona, my boss, slashed maintenance budgets, broke our machines, and fired me to cover it up, blaming me for her deadly mess. She thought I'd lose my home, my kids' future. She was wrong. I'm Paul Davies, and this is how I exposed her lies, faced her thugs, and turned her cover-up into her ruin. I'd worked at Midland Motors in Coventry for 20 years, keeping their assembly line humming as a maintenance engineer. It was gritty, oil stains, roaring machines, the clang of steel, but I loved it. My days started at dawn, checking gears, joking with my crew over coffee. My team was family. We'd cover shifts, share smokes on breaks. At 47, I was proud of my life. My wife, Karen, and our 3 kids, Jack, 18, Lucy, 16, and little Max, 10, were everything. My wages paid our mortgage, Jack's college fees, Lucy's dance classes. I wasn't after fame, just a steady life. Fiona took over 2 years ago, a 43-year-old plant manager with big talk about efficiency. She was all polish, pitching cost cuts to the board, schmoozing directors. At first, I gave her a chance. She'd slap my back, call me the fixer. But soon I saw her game. She'd skimp on repairs, push machines past their limits, and blame us when they failed. I caught her once on the phone, promising savings to a suit. I didn't know those savings would nearly kill us. I remember when Fiona wasn't so bad. She'd ask about my kids, thank me for overtime. I thought we were solid, but last spring she turned. She'd chew me out for requesting parts, call my warnings excuses. Work faster, Paul, she'd snap, her eyes cold. My crew felt it too. Lisa, a welder, said Fiona was hiding breakdowns from the board. I brushed it off. I had a family to feed, debts to pay. I couldn't afford to push back. I should have known better. It started with creaks, then screams. Machines began failing, gears jamming, belts snapping. I filed reports, begging for repairs. Fiona ignored them, cutting our budget to streamline. By summer, the line was a death trap. I told her, these faults could kill someone. She smirked. Fix it with what you've got, Paul. My stomach nodded, but I kept going, patching machines with duct tape and prayers. My crew trusted me to keep them safe. I was failing them. Then it happened. One Tuesday, a press machine seized, nearly crushing Lisa. She screamed, diving clear as metal crunched. My heart stopped. She was okay, but shaken, her arm bruised. I ran to Fiona's office. We need to shut down, I said, voice shaking. She leaned back, unfazed. You're overreacting. File a report, move on. I filed it, detailing every fault. The next day, she called me in. You're fired, Paul, she said, sliding a termination letter across her desk. You skipped inspections. Caused that incident. My jaw dropped. That's a lie. She smirked. Prove it. I went home, my world crumbling. Karen was folding laundry. She saw my face and froze. Paul, what's wrong? I sank into a chair, voice breaking. Fiona fired me, Karen. She's blaming me for the machines. Her eyes widened. You've been warning her for months. I nodded, throat tight. Without my job, we'd lose the house, Jack's fees, everything. That night, I lay awake, hearing Max's soft snores. Fiona wasn't just covering her tracks. She was risking lives to save her job. I had to stop her. The next morning, I called Lisa. We met at a diner away from the plant. Fiona's lying, I said, showing her my termination letter. She nodded, eyes fierce. She's been shredding your reports, Paul. I saw her. My pulse raced. Can we get proof? She hesitated. It's risky, but I'm in. I called Mark, a tech who ran the plant's cameras. "Count me in," he whispered. "But Fiona's got spies." Our crew was small, but we were all in, fighting for our lives. We started digging. Lisa swiped a burned report from Fiona's bin. My handwriting, listing the faults she'd ignored. Mark got me into the camera system, late at night. I found footage. Fiona alone, disabling a machine's safety lock to speed things up. My hands shook as I saved it. But it wasn't enough. Fiona was scheduled to pitch a safety overhaul to the board in 3 days, blaming me to secure her bonus. We had to move fast. I needed her on record. Lisa rigged a voice recorder in the break room where Fiona held informal talks. It caught her, clear as day. "Paul's out, so the board won't dig. We're clear." My heart pounded. It was gold, but Fiona was paranoid. She'd started random locker checks, sniffing for trouble. Then it got worse. A black van followed me home, parking across my street. My stomach churned. I told Karen, voice low, "Someone's watching us." She gripped my hand. "Be careful, Paul," I nodded. But fear crept in. The stakes spiked. Lisa texted. Fiona was burning more reports in the plant's incinerator. Our evidence was at risk. That night, I snuck into the plant, heart racing, using Mark's key. The incinerator was roaring, Fiona's silhouette tossing files. I crept to her office, grabbing a folder she'd missed. Maintenance logs, my signatures, proof she'd ignored me. As I slipped out, a hand grabbed my shoulder. A thug, hired by Fiona, his breath sour. "Drop it, or you're done," he growled. I swung, catching his jaw, and ran, clutching the folder. He chased me through the dark plant, machines looming like ghosts. I dove behind a press, holding my breath as he passed. My hands shook, but I escaped. We weren't safe. The next day, Mark called, panicked. "Fiona's wiping the cameras." Our footage was seconds from gone. I raced to his flat, where he backed up the system. We saved the video just as the server crashed, my pulse hammering. But Fiona wasn't done. She cornered Lisa at the plant, voice low. "Keep quiet, or you're next." Lisa played dumb, but texted me, terrified. Fiona had hired muscle, and they were circling. I got a text from a burner. "Back off, or your kids get hurt." My blood ran cold. She was playing dirty, but I was close. We had everything. Logs, footage, the recording. But the board meeting was tomorrow, and Fiona's goons were watching my house. I called a union rep, John, who'd seen Fiona's cuts firsthand. "Get me into that meeting," I begged. He agreed, but warned, "Fiona's got the board charmed." I spent the night prepping, copying files to a USB, Karen's hand on mine. "You're doing this for us," she said. My throat tightened. I was fighting for my family, my crew, our lives. The meeting was chaos. Fiona stood tall, pitching her safety plan, blaming me for negligence. Her goons loomed outside, eyeing me. The board nodded, eating her lies. John gave me a nod. I stood, USB in hand. "Fiona's lying," I said, voice steady. "She cut maintenance, broke the machines, and fired me to hide it." I plugged in the drive. The room froze as the footage played. Fiona disabling the lock, smirking. I showed the logs, played her recording. The board's faces hardened. Fiona's jaw dropped. "It's fake," she screamed, lunging for the laptop. John blocked her. The lead director, Margaret, stood. "Fiona, you're terminated. Security, now." Fiona's face twisted, spitting curses as guards dragged her out. Her thugs vanished, tails between their legs. Margaret turned to me. "Paul, you're reinstated. We need a new manager. You in?" My crew packed in the back roared, Lisa hugging me. I nodded, heart racing. We'd won. Fiona was blacklisted, facing an HSE probe. No plant would touch her. 2 months later, I was plant manager. The pay bump cleared our debts, and Lucy got new dance shoes. We took the kids to Blackpool, laughing on the pier. "Fiona, Word was she'd fled Coventry, scraping by in a dead-end job, her name mud. She'd tried to bury me to save herself. I turned her lies into her end. At 47, I learned one thing. When they sacrifice you, fight back with proof. Teamwork, evidence, guts. That's how you win. Ever been betrayed by a boss? Drop your story in the comments. If this hit home, smash that subscribe button. I'm Paul, and I'll see you in the next one.